I wonder if that world that they're on, where the Avengers Tower is, demolished in the background, if that world is an impending doom.
I mean, it would make sense if it was going to be an apocalyptic world, because otherwise they'd get pruned, right? They're all there. They create a red line event.
Who's a big bad that would come to Earth and leave the world in that state?
Ultron, because he would want to wipe out organic matter, right? Kill all the humans, and so everything. Because I mean, it didn't just look like all the city was destroyed. It looked like it had overgrown too. So some time had passed since it had been destroyed, and the jungle was taking it back. All the plants and stuff.
It didn't look like anything Galactus, because he just consumed everything. It wouldn't have been the Thanos.
Well, which version?
And we saw a world where Thanos, took everybody out.
Yeah, so
still
Thanos doesn't
going.
want collapse. He just wants half of the people gone, so there's more shit. So if it was a Thanos touch planet, it would still be alive.
Which, I mean, if it's an alternate reality, it doesn't have to be any of those. It could be some other threat that came up.
Yeah.
But it looks like it may be an Ultron world. What a world would look like if Ultron won.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lokis are the only thing available there, you think? Or you think that there'll be other life on the planet at some point?
Well, I mean...
Or is that not important to the
if
story?
They just kind of wanted to shorten up... to me, if those Lokis were like they're ready for Loki to arrive. They were pretty close by. So and I don't know if that was just a short way to introduce it, so there wasn't like him waking up and walking, because it is an after credits thing where he's not getting up, walking around, and taking a nap for a couple of days and stumbles across a Loki.
Well,
but you have 4 Lokis like right there leaning over him like the moment he hits the ground.
We'll get a quick explanation, I think, for that. Like, at least a partial, like, this is why we are here explanation within the opening 5-6 minutes or something like that. I mean, if you don't, it'd be really weird you got to explain a little bit of something to me, like why do you know we're here and why are all you here?
Yeah, like they were there to greet him.
Expectation is there are more Lokis to come, I suppose.
And that's what I was wondering, if like everybody just, each variant has its own prison planet, that when they get purged, that variant gets sent to their Red Door prison planet, and that's why it's just a planet of Lokis. Or if it's just
I guess it could be the Battle of New York, right? Maybe
I was thinking about that. I just lose.
Well, but I don't think it was Avengers Tower then, though. I still think it was Stark's Tower.
It looks like Avengers Tower in the...
It looks like Avengers Tower, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was actually the Battle of New York.
It had to be something after that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless they put in the wrong one, because it's all digital art, so they could have easily put in the wrong one.
They'll fix it. If it's not right.
Yeah,
this is going
something we go back and watch again later.
It'll be right before Hawkeye comes out. So they'll tweet the after credits of episode 4 of Loki, and then everybody's talking about it. And then don't forget, Hawkeye starts next week.
Well, I could see them, retconning lots of things in this if that works, because this is a good series, and there's lots of little silly things you could do. So why not? I mean, why not pull people back into this series? They could have done some crazy stuff and shot whole different episodes that would still end in the same place that it ended, but there would be different content.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 months from now, go back and put that episode in and just never say anything to anybody and let people freak out.
That would be wild.
It would be super wild, but it would be something that would like fit for Loki as a show. Like the writers took a little piece of it, because you've never experienced that.
As a variant episode.
Yeah, that'd be really badass to do. They should hire me.
Yeah, I think Disney get on it.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. They just watch our if all their employees could just like and subscribe our channel, we'd get paid that way too.
Yeah.
Well, we come up with better stories than the fucking WandaVision people and the Falcon and Winter Soldier people.
Well, I think WandaVision is just an epilogue to a greater story. Or not a prologue to a greater story.
WandaVision was this nice elevation that got me, and then this just horrific dive. Falcon and Winter Soldier was like a heartbeat. It was up, down, up, and then just ended down, down. This one kind of went up good, and it's holding steady.
Yeah, it's pretty well. Yeah, it jumped out from the gate in a good spot.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just hoping it doesn't follow WandaVision and the last 2 episodes just go.
Well, they gotta do a lot of action, and they gotta move toward whatever their bigger goal is.
There's a lot to do. You got TVA explanations, you got Loki's origin explanations, you got Judge's motivations and why she knows behind the curtain, and
do we think that
what the fuck's going on Loki planet? And, I mean, there's a lot in 2 episodes.
Well, do we think that there is only the possibility for this one season of Loki, or do we think that we could plug in a second season of Loki and pick up where we left off, and it still fit into the overall theme? Like post Spider-Man.
It could.
I think it's way down the line though, probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, a year from now. You think a year from now, or further, like 3 years
further?
Yeah, I mean they've announced a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, they got a lot of shows. I could see a Loki season 2 if Loki's still around.
What do you think that they would spoil it? To play devil's advocate, then do you think they would spoil it before this season's over? Because, I mean, you look at it and you would watch it differently if you knew that there was going to be a second season coming into it. And, like, you would be like, oh, nothing pivotal is going to happen. So I'm sort of know that. I know Loki's not going to die because there's a second season of it, even though he could. Now we know there's a second Loki. That's Loki.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think if they announce it, it'll be at, like, the next D23 or whatever it is they call it. I can't remember when that happens. I think it's probably towards the end of the year. But either at that or the following one.
I don't think it could continue where this season left off because there's about to be a whole bunch of shit that's going to happen. Not just in this show, but like all the other movies with some big implications. Like if we had like Earth-level movies for like the next 3 or 4 movies, I could see a Loki season 2 coming out 3 or 4 movies from now, continuing where this story left off or relatively close to it because the events are separated. They're so far apart.
Well, which one's off planet then? I mean, there's no.
Well, I mean, you've got multiverse. We got 2 multiverse movies. There's going to be a lot of consequences to that, where it might not necessarily be off planet, but it is off time. That's for sure. So a lot of time shit's about to happen. So I don't see the events of Doctor Strange.
We keep glossing over Ant-Man and Wasp, but I mean,
which
it's
is the
Quantum Mania or Quantum Mania, right? Mm-hmm. And it has Kang in it. Confirmed, yeah. They cast him and everything for it.
Who's playing Kang?
Some
dude. I'll look it up while you're talking.
So, but you're saying that's going to be in 23 or 24?
I don't remember when that's coming. But I mean, like that should tie in to this multiverse stuff too. Like the multiverse stuff might go for a while. I mean, it could go for a little bit.
It has to. I mean, if it's going to give any, I mean, if Kang is an actual big bad, it's going to take a while to develop him as a big bad or to even introduce him as a bad guy. You may not even introduce him as a bad guy until Ant-Man. He may be, like shadowy bad guy from now till the end. Because if it just now cast him for Ant-Man and Wasp, and, that you got to have some tie to him somewhere in the other 2 movies. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But it would be fun if they use the Loki show to throw a wrench in things and subvert expectation in a completely off the wall sort of way. And the best way to do that is to have a season 2 where the pivotal things actually happen in the Loki series, but push that out to 22 or 23.
Let's see when.
That's Kang. The actor.
What else has he been in?
Lovecraft Country. Bunch of shit I hadn't seen.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that either.
So. He's young. He's 31. But yeah, he's been in a bunch of shit I have not seen.
Well, that's cool that they've got somebody that they can, at 31, they got somebody they can do a 10-year arc with if he ends up being, any kind of potential.
Well, and
saying release date's February 17th, 2023.
For Ant-Man?
Yep.
So, 23. That's 2 years away.
Year and a half, year and 8 months.
Yeah, that's pretty quick, actually. If they don't resolve that, then I could see them doing pick up with wherever Loki. I mean, depending on where Loki goes in the next 2 episodes, but they could pick up with something later on at the backside of that because time does not work. They could pick up anywhere. They could even show you pieces of how plug in some holes with the TV shows, and that would be cool because there ought to be some holes. I mean, they could go plug in holes that are left in the Avenger movies that they didn't really plug. They could do some of the Cap stuff and leave Cap out, but like plug it in, from where you just missed him, like shadows of Cap or whatever. That'd be cool to see some of that stuff. Or actually cast him and put him in a show.
I need to make a show about old Cap, just sitting around drinking tea, watching Price is Right, looking at a picture of Peggy or something.
It would be cool to get, especially if they open up the universe, right, the multiverse.
That's weird because she's dead when he hands the shield off.
Yeah, she's deader than fuck.
Yeah, because she died in one of the other movies, didn't she?
Civil War.
Yeah. So from Civil War to Endgame, he's
let's make a show about what he's doing. He's in charge of the neighborhood watch or something.
Does that when he goes to bed at night, he like kisses her photo?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Love you, Peggy Sue.
He would do some nerd shit like that.
He would be a great agent at the TVA. They should have watched him through.
No shit.